Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us on Vacation Station TV live on this Thursday evening. How y'all doing? I'm doing fine, actually, and I want to thank everybody for your concern. Live. What am I doing? Just because? It's typical of Marie that she knows I'm live. She'd come into the radio station all the time and do that too. And just, what are you doing? What's that? What's this? Oh my goodness. So, how is everybody doing tonight? I want to thank everybody, of course, for sending me emails and posts and all that. Everything is fine, 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 fine. I'm doing good. Interesting accident. If you haven't checked out the video yet, there's a video up there on the mishap that I had yesterday while I was driving around getting video. I was in Pigeon Forge, and I was getting video, and just some people, some people just don't know how to drive. Oh my goodness, whole bunch of you there. Very good. Hello, David. There's David Fontaine. How are you, my friend? I put the key gen on. If anybody wants to come on, feel free to come on board. By all means, I won't stay on long. I just want to let you know I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. My car needs a little bit of help. Already got my contacted my insurance people that day. Actually, right there at the accident, I contacted them, and they were pretty good. I've got Farm Bureau, and they were really really quick to respond. I mean, I called them from the scene of the accident, and then I would say an hour and a half, 2 hours. The company got back in touch with me, set me up with their accident people, and the rest is history. Tomorrow I'm going to go look for a place. They gave me a list of their body shops and get the car looking brand new again. It's I love my car. I love my car very much. It's a nice car. It's a sleek looking car, and now it looks like a like a national Olympic trash mobile, you know. So they're going to get it all back in shape. Colin Freeman, hello, Colin. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. That's a new name I haven't seen. And of course, Bob from All About the Smokies. Now, everybody I click on the screen, make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and subscribe, and let them know that you appreciate their videos very much so. Didn't get a chance to look at any videos today. I did upload one, but I've been running around stuff today. Amanda from Ozzy the Cockatoo. Congratulations, Amanda. You did really well on that video. My question to you, Amanda, what did Ozzy do different than Ozzy does different any other day? He's crazy. Ozzy's crazy. And he does crazy, crazy things. So what was it that triggered the people to respond to that video? Because whatever it is, you got to keep doing it so that you keep increasing your viewership. Uh, Thank you. Yeah, I'm not sore at all. I mean, she hit me pretty hard, and it, you can see it on the video. I was stopped, and it's like I couldn't get any further over to the right. Like I was already in my lane, and I was gathering video. You can't see it, but the video you see was the camera in front of on the car in the front, capturing the mountains and the cabins, and I was focusing on that, and I look and I go, oh my God, that girl's on my side of the road. I had no time to respond to it. Zero time. Colin wants to know what kind of car. It's a Legacy. It's a Subaru Legacy. And I love that car. What a great car. If you're ever thinking of buying a good car, all-wheel drive, that's the car to get. Super comfortable, super luxury, all the bells and whistles that you could possibly want. And it's really roomy on the inside. The Legacy is the biggest car they make. I thought about the Outback and stuff. It's just not me. The Outback's not me. Legacy is more me. It's a luxury sedan, uh, great Bose stereo and stuff. I mean, really comfortable automobile and very reliable. Very, very reliable. So I'm happy with it. I just want it fixed. I want it look like new again. I want it looking brand new. Yes, I do. And they know that. I told my insurance guy. Um, Thank you, Colin. Yeah, Amanda says, I'm not sure. We've been wondering the same thing. First video my husband was in. So I told him he had to be in. Yes, that's the only thing I could think that is different. So you need to recruit him, and now he's an official in the video with the Aussie, and of course you too. But for some reason, that one launched. That did really, really well. Spaceman Dudley, enough damage to get me mad, piss me off. The front, whole left front side, and the front is all smashed. It's all broken, and the hood is bent. The light is completely gone. The cowl, that's all destroyed. Everything from the center left all the way around, that's just destroyed. I can still drive it, but I feel like such. It's like and I can remember the old days when I could only afford a cheap puddle jumping car, and it reminded me of that. It's like, I've worked so hard not to have this, and now I've got to deal with it. Ashley Ratliff. Hi, Ashley. How are you, dear? Team Potential. Hello, Team Potential. I got to get you on my list. I got to get Marie to remember to get all these new people on, because I'll be posting. I've got 2 more videos all ready to go, and I've got appointment hopefully after I go see the body shop guy. Then I'm going to go out and shoot more video. By the way, I did finish that video even after the accident, because the cops were there and they took down all the information, and the guy got pictures, I got pictures. And then when I told them, I said, hey, I got video of this. He goes, you do? I go, here, look. And he goes, that's enough for me. I've seen all I need to see. He goes, she was on your side of the road. I said, yes, I'll make sure my insurance people hear that. And when I told them that, they go, you have a video? I go, oh, yeah, absolutely. It'll be on YouTube in a couple more hours. Why not? The things that I'll do to get viewership. Shameless. The moment that happened and I realized I wasn't bleeding or anything, I go, this is going to be a good video. I'm not kidding you. It's the first thing I thought. I go, this is going to be a good video. Team Potential. Did you watch TDD The Walk? No. Do they have a new episode? Because the last time I looked, it was the same old episode, The Tower or something like that, or The End. And I said, I'm so tired of waiting. I really am. Michael Booth, 1960. Another new one. Michael, where'd you come from? Michael, how did you find us? Michael Booth, 1960. Hopefully I can get Marie to write these names down. I sure hope so. No airbag in the face. No, I have it set. You can, in the legacies, you can set it for, because you don't want your airbag going off at 10 miles an hour, 15 miles an hour, because you're not going to, 40 miles an hour, that's when you got to worry about 30 to 40 miles an hour. You got to worry about hitting the steering wheel. But I sit pretty far back and I strap myself, and I never get in a car without putting a seatbelt on, ever. Since seatbelts came out in the 70s, and I think it was 72, I have always worn a seatbelt. Though when shoulder harnesses came in, I've always done it. It's just a habit, and I will not get in a car unless there are seatbelts. I've seen a couple of friends who didn't wear their seatbelts, and they were ejected from the windshield. This is back in high school. And Bernie Passarelli, miss him. He was a nice guy, and he was going too fast. Him and his girlfriend in the car. And he got ejected right out, and hit the telephone pole. The car hit the pole, then he hit the telephone pole. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty at all. No airbag at all. Ashley, where's my friend Marie? Marie is downstairs. She's eating her dinner right now, but she may make a cameo appearance. Honey, you going to make a cameo appearance?
Yeah,
Go that way. Around the back. I've cleared that all out. The other camera and the tripods and all that stuff are gone. Now you can
make a
cameo for Ashley. Take these away. Move these. Now remember, wait. There's everybody. Now remember, we're giving these things away soon. As soon as I get to 1,000, there they are. There's another one. There's another microphone there. I'm trying to stack things in here, and there's the headphones. It would help if I put them right side up. There's the wireless headphones. I had them upside down. Wireless headphones. And the box, the webcam is over there. There's stuff everywhere. So when we get to 1,000, you people are going to be already automatically eligible.
Hi, Amanda. How are you?
Let's see. I'm going to take a quick break here so you can write Colin Freeman. Write that down. You can ride faster if you can. Colin Freeman. We're getting all your names down so we can enter you, okay? Because now we're going to put together all the
Hey,
names.
David.
Hey, David's there,
Oh, and Bob.
and Bob is there too, and Amanda's there too. And let's see, we want to make sure I got Colin, the Spaceman Dudley, Ashley. We got Team Potential. Do you have Team Potential? We need to put Team Potential down. Now, make sure you guys, please, you got to subscribe, okay? Because I go through all of this list later on. Make sure all these people are subscribed. Team Potential. Make sure you subscribe. You probably already are. And Michael Booth, 1960, right? That's a new one. Mike, I'm still waiting to find out how you found us. Just started watching Team Potential. Very good. I'm glad you're watching. I think you'll enjoy the videos, team. I think you will. I think you'll enjoy them very much. Annette from Wisconsin. Good to see you. This is an impromptu live performance. I just want to thank all the people that emailed me and texted me and did the, what do you call those things?
Thank you for the love and the concern.
Yes, I do very much.
For Jeff.
My wife already had the bags packed out on the lawn, and Sven was coming in. Amanda says, hello. Now, Ashley says, I see my friend Marie. Ashley Reckless, I liked and subscribed. Yes, thank you. Thank you. It's important that you do. Spaceman Dudley, did you read? Yes, I read your comments. I think I commented back, didn't I, Spaceman? I think I did. I'm pretty sure I did. If I didn't, I will get to them because today I had to scoot out. I had to do a lot of stuff. But later on tonight, I've got to go downstairs and do some editing. I got more stuff. We did another cooking show yesterday. Yes, yesterday we did another cooking show. Now it's Cooking with Jeff and Marie. So wait till you see that cooking show.
No, I'm not there.
Yes, you are. You're in there. Yeah, you're in several. We're not always in the camera, but you can tell she's there. You'll see her hands doing stuff, and pretty much I did a lot of the cooking.
Oh, okay. Colin Freeman.
Found your channel because you watched the video on my other account. Oh, commented on that video called The Dancing Light. Yes, I liked that one a lot. If you get a chance, go to Colin. Colin, what's your other channel that has the dancing lights? Because I like that. I love Christmas lights. I like dancing Christmas lights. That's a lot of fun. There's Colin's comment right there. Do check it out. It was very fun. And I do watch whenever I can. Thank you, Bob. Appreciate that. Yeah, we're getting up there, Bob. We're trying. We're trying really hard. We topped the 700. Now, we got 300 more to go, and then I'll feel like I've reached my goal. And then from there, I can focus on other stuff that I really want to do. But right now, I'm just focused solely on making it 1,000. That's a milestone for any YouTuber, is that first 1,000. After that, it's a lot of redundancies. And Ashley says, I can't wait to watch your cooking show. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I actually had Brad Lucas and Stephanie Lucas. She made the last meal that I made, the one with the Lumacola, the Lumacones. Lumacone. He made the Lumacones. So if you get a chance, if he comes on, it'd be great to talk to him about it. But if not, I'll talk to him on Sunday, when we do our regular show. Remember, we broadcast live on Sundays from 7:30 to 9:30. And hopefully as things settle down a little bit, now I can do more live shows during the day. But there's still a lot of running around I've got to do. Then I can get into the daily forecast, what's happening, the events in town. And I really enjoy doing that because it reminds me of my morning show when I was in radio. And that to me was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that very much. And Bob says, congrats on the 700. You're doing pretty good, Bob. You're doing pretty good too. You're reaching up there. Very good. Congrats to you. And Colin says, I'll put a link. Okay, thank you. He's going to put in a link so you can look at his dancing lights because I enjoyed that a lot. And Amanda and Ozzy. So I can't forget Ozzy and Amanda say congrats on the 700. She's going to keep her husband in the video because that's why I think too that their video went viral because the husband was in there. So if you get a chance, check out Ozzy the Cockatoo, and you see that crazy bird do some crazy things. He's really nutso. He really is. Ronald Rush. Great channel. Was anyone hurt? No, no, no. I know Marie cut the brake lines, but
You know what I'm worried about, Jeff, is that you get a concussion. I was observing you yesterday,
yeah, I always
but
act like a jerk.
but I don't know.
What? What?
You annoy me.
I annoy you.
You know,
I'm
I was serious when
I'm
I was
born.
asking you about did
Yeah.
you had any like uh feeling at all of headaches or any
No,
concussion or
no. Didn't hit my head at all. I was strapped in tight.
but you were answering me in a
Weird. What?
you're such a jokester.
I know I am. Oh, that's okay. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. 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 Michael Booth. Did you write Michael Booth 1960 down? I'm from the hills of eastern Kentucky. Well, it's beautiful up there. Country Music Highway. Yes, I love watching about the Smokies. Very good. Very good. Just keep watching and check out Bob's channel, all about the Smokies as well. We both cover this area, but we do it in different ways.
David have a channel too.
Oh yeah, go to David
David
Fontaine.
Fontaine.
Check out David's channel. He's got some pretty silly stuff up there. I still love the haunted lawn, and that I think that was really well done. I really do. And watch his nerd cave. He's got a nerd cave. Not many people have nerd cave. He's got man cave, but he's got a nerd cave. I like that too. And Ashley says I made the last meal too. Oh, you're going to join again Sunday, or I can join. Okay, okay, very good. Yeah, Marie and I did that video. We did it last night. It'll come up probably. What is today? Thursday. I'm not sure. I'm not sure when. I've got two more videos, so I'm trying to get ahead of myself. Right?
Mhm.
It's always something. I'm always doing something.
Hey Larry.
Wait, I don't want to get ahead of myself. Michael Booth 1960. You smokers, I love your videos. There you go. And Ashley, what part of Kentucky? Because Ashley is in Kentucky too. So you're probably not far away from each other. David says, hello, Marie. Hi, Marie. Larry Greenman's with us now. Hi, Larry. Good to
Larry
see you.
Greenman. It's been a while.
No, he was on last week.
He was?
Yeah, he's cooking everything you do. Thank you. I like cooking. Hopefully, it's good. I never get. Now, feel free to comment back on the videos if you do cook, if you do the recipe and it turns out the way that you expect, or at least the way that I've done it, let me know. Let us both know that it came out all right. Wait till you see this next cooking video because it was really easy. I don't think it took from start to finish an hour.
Well,
The cooking down the meat takes time. You've got to cook down the meat, but I don't want to give it away. I don't want to give away what we're doing. Anyway, in all, once you get past the cooking of the meat, it's really quick, super easy, and really tasty meal on a cold day. Absolutely fantastic. Ronald Bush. Make sure you write down Ronald's name.
I did.
You got that? That's Ronald Bush. There, all about the smoke. Michael Booth, 1960.
I was wondering if we are if since holiday season is up
Mm-hmm.
and showing them the coconut salad, but the thing is, where are they going to buy to get
Can't
it?
find coconut up here. It'd be very hard. I mean, you may have to go to a
So
specialty store for that.
yeah, because coconut salad you gotta have a soft coconut meat. I
Mm,
don't know if they can get it.
I don't know. I don't know. She likes to cook Asian things, if you haven't figured that out. And it's tough for us sometimes to find that stuff. Maybe where you are, if you're near a city, you might be able to go to an Asian supermarket or an Asian store. They're pretty much everywhere. But that's where a lot of the stuff, when we cook the Asian stuff, that you've got to go to those places to get certain ingredients because that's just the way it is. Ashley, Michael Booth, 1960. You are close to me. I'm in Martin County. That's in Kentucky, but I go to Floyd County a lot. See that? How close you guys really are, and you're not really that far away. Isn't that something? That is something. And what else? I had other stuff that I wanted to discuss? And now I can't remember it. I was thinking about it.
You didn't write it down?
No, and I should start writing stuff down. I'm starting to lose my mind. I get so many ideas and things I want to talk about, and then I forget about talking about them because I'm thinking ahead of myself. Let's see. I got the accident out of the way. The video. Hopefully, you guys like that new video I did of the Big Bear Resort and cabin rentals. That's a really cool place.
Oh, I want to ask Bob, did you check out the, was it the hotel that we gave him the
I don't know,
address?
Bob. Did you? I think you had already. No, he had left already. He had
Oh,
gone back up,
okay.
and he's not coming down for a while. Maybe he will. Looked like a nice hotel, Bob. Can't remember the name. It was something about on Ogle Farm. It looked like a nice hotel. Something you guys might like to stay in, but I know nothing about it. That's your thing. That's not my thing. Michael, yes, Ashley. I grew up on Hode, Hody or Hode
At home
at Hode, Hod.
Martin.
I don't know. I've never heard of that in Martin
in
County.
Martin.
And now she says, I'm watching Dolly Parton's movie Coat of Many Colors right now. And that's one of her earlier movies. That's not her latest. She's got a new movie out. I see it on Android.
The Christmas.
It's a Christmassy, a very Christmassy, feel good, warm and fuzzy and all that, which is good. That's what we need around this time. I'm sure we're going to need that.
Both of Megan Color is good too.
Ashley says, would you get mad at me if I sent at Michael? No, why wouldn't? Why? I don't care. You're communicating. That's good. That's what I like you guys doing, communicating with each other. And the more people that communicate with each other, the more people are watching us, watching you, watching them, watching us. That's the whole name of the game here, is that we want everybody to watch everybody and enjoy everybody's videos,
Yeah.
comments.
And subscribe to everybody.
Yeah, just get on it. I don't care if I
Mhm.
look at a video, I don't like it, I don't subscribe to it. I'm not one of those that I just prostitute myself out. It's not a good video, I'm not going to subscribe to you. If you've got a good video, I'm going to subscribe to you. If I see progress, I'm going to subscribe. But if it's garbage, I'm not interested. I don't want you as a subscriber because it's like, we're not like-minded here, whatever. That's not what we do here. And that's probably why it's taking long to get to 1,000, because I'm picky. I'm picky about who is on the channel. I don't just want numbers for numbers' sake. That's not what it's about. At least I don't think that's about. Amanda and Ozzy say, I love that movie. Actually, it's a good movie. It's a much
I
older
gotta go.
movie. You'd like it.
Mhm.
You would like that. I know you would. It's a feel-good
I
movie.
just want to say bye to everybody and thank you for the concern and love for Jack.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye. Goodbye, Marie. A nice hot cup of coffee would be so nice right now, my love. And I just made a fresh pot. And black is good. Black is good. Yeah. I don't mind my coffee black. Bob, you like coffee because I saw that on your last. I didn't know you were a coffee person, and you were saying you couldn't find any good coffee in the restaurants. I have yet to find a restaurant, Bob, that has good coffee. Like, I can't say any of them. We've been in a number of them. The coffee is really rugged, and that's because they use the cheapest Colombian coffee. Now, if you want good coffee, try to go with Arabica or Arabica, whatever, but it's Arabica coffee. It is a smoother blend and it's tastier. And I like a bold coffee. I don't like cowboy coffee. Some people like that cowboy stuff. It just gives me an upset stomach and too speedy. But you get the Arabica beans, and you can modify the amount of boldness that you perk these things at. It's important that you get good coffee. For coffee's sake, you're going to spend anywhere from $5 to $8 for a tub of coffee, and for another $1 in a cup. Okay, no, just bring it over here. Here. This is good. Destroy the furniture. There you go. Yeah, that's fine.
Black.
Black. It's very good. It helps me out. Thank you. Now I have a cup of Java right here, Bob. And Bob, let me share with you the coffee I drink, and maybe you'll like it, maybe you won't. But I have searched a long time for good coffee. And the problem is, when I moved from Florida up here, there are no really good coffee houses or places you can buy coffee at a reasonable price, because a lot of these places that do sell coffee are outrageously priced. And I will not spend $15 and $20.
So, Bob, uh, gotta go. My
Oh,
first video is premiering.
at 8:30. Oh, I got to check that out. But Bob, the coffee that I'm talking about is Folgers Black Silk. Folgers Black Silk. None of the others. I've tried all their other coffee, but Black Silk is good coffee, and you can control the boldness. It's really smooth, but really good. Check it out and tell me what you think, okay? Because I like sharing coffee with people who love coffee as well as I do. And that's it. I don't drink alcohol, don't take drugs. I drink a lot of coffee. That I do. It's all week, Bob says. So you like a good cup of powerful coffee. Good for you. Then you'll put some Folgers in your cup. It's a commercial. I'm going to have some right now.
Free commercial. I just want to mention,
Go ahead.
it's a good thing that we have this YouTube channel, because I think we found friends too,
You don't want friends.
We found friends through YouTube. I got surprised.
Of all, what did Bob just say?
I got surprised with all the concerns and comments, good comments, and
Good comment.
the love comments from, with this time.
Mhm.
It's so rare. You get friends, you find friends. Thank you.
Thank you. Bob says, I feel like they all got together and agreed to serve the same. Yeah, I agree. It's garbage. Most of it is garbage coffee. I agree. And I don't like it. And I've tried, Bob, I've tried the ones that they say this is bold or gourmet or all that. It's garbage. It's all Colombia coffee. It's Colombian coffee. And no matter what name you put on it, it's still Colombian coffee.
And ask Amanda, how's her husband?
Amanda, how is your husband doing? I know that he was concerned about his smell and his taste. Did he test positive, or was it just allergies? Because allergies will do that too. Allergies will destroy your sense of smell and taste. Have fun, Bob. Hope your bloopers tape works out good. I save all of our bloopers. Maybe one day I'll do a bloopers tape, because we got a lot of silly ones. Some I can't put on the air, so I'm sorry about that. Some just can't. That would break the rules, so no, we can't. Not that there's cursing or anything, just can't. That's good call. When you can drink, I don't know if Bob you listen, but whoever else is listening, when you can drink a cup of coffee and not have a bitter taste in your mouth, that's a good cup of coffee. If you have to cover it up with hazelnut, which I do put in hazelnut sometimes, and other flavors, then it's not good coffee. If you can taste the coffee, smell it, taste it, and it tastes good, then you can add your goodies. Then you can add your stuff. But you want to have good coffee. Larry Greenman says, don't like coffee, like a cool beer. I haven't had a beer in so many years, Mr. Larry. I can't even tell you I remember what it tastes like. I just don't drink anymore. Not that I had a problem. I just didn't like drinking. It slowed my mind down and my creativity. And being that I was in radio and always on radio for 35 years, I was always on, the on-air light was always on in my life, always. And it was important that I was at my best at 6 a.m. as I was at 12 at night, which would be about when I would end my day, 6 a.m. to 12 at night. And then I go home, feed the animals, feed the horses, feed the llamas, feed the monkeys, feed everything that I had there, and I mucked out their stalls and did all that stuff. So I had to be on top of things, because it wouldn't be unusual for the radio station computer, RoboJock, I called him, RoboJock, to call me up. I had it designed where it would call me on my phone, and it would tell me, the station's off the air, the station's out of parameters, and I had two of them. So two computers would call me, and they would tell me things are wrong. The tower array is, and it had the computer voice, tower array is off by 8%. And I'd have to either go out to the tower site, which was not at the radio stations. They were at different locations. one of them was in the middle of a giant cattle field where they raised cattle and milking cows. And I had to drive through the herds to get to them because that's where the tower was in the tower building. And it was in the middle of these higher fields because Florida's flat. So we picked higher sites to build the towers on. The higher, the better. And it had to be in the legal array of what FCC tells us it could be. How many? I won't get into it. But it's got to be in a certain area in order for you to build your tower. But it wouldn't be unusual for 12 o'clock, 1, 2, 3 in the morning for those things to wake me up, and I'd have to drive out and fix them. Ashley says, Ozzy the cockatoo, my cat Midnight Lee Ratliff. I want a bird. Midnight Lee Ratliff. That's cute. I love that black cat, Ashley. I love black cats. I want to get another black cat. I love black cats. Annette from Wisconsin. I agree, Larry. Annette wants a beer too. Ash, Ozzy the cockatoo. I want a bird too. It's a commitment. When you get a bird like that, it's a commitment. It's like having a child. It's not just you throw some seeds in. You gotta take care of a bird like that. Frank Carone. There you are, Frank. Hello from Ohio. How you feel? I'm feeling great. Actually, I no ill effects from that accident, Frank. None whatsoever. I was stationary. If you look at the video, you could see that the car slightly pulled to the right because I was trying to get video to line up with the screen on the front of the camera because the camera was on the front of the car, on the suction cup in the car, and I'm controlling it remotely because I have it set up where I have remote controls in the car hanging on the Velcro, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I have them, and I pick that respective one, and I can control it. And I'm lining this thing up, and I see this car. You can see it coming around the corner. She's already in my lane around the corner. And if you look really, really, really closely at the video, if you zoom in on it, you could see she was looking down to the right, and she had. It must have been her mother in the car and a baby, and I mean a baby, whole little baby in the car. So I don't know what she was looking at, but she wasn't looking at me. She wasn't looking at my car. Ashley, you love Folgers Black Silk. Ashley, you are wonderful. You are wonderful. That is a good. And now tell me, is that not a good cup of coffee? I don't care when I make it or what time I drink it. I do drink cold coffee and hot coffee. I like both of them. I like iced coffee too. And often I'll leave my if I don't have a cup, I have a mug. As you know what I have, those scrum mugs, and I'll put ice in those things all the time, and I'll just walk around the house with those as I'm doing stuff. Definitely a boost of energy. Frank says, I'm glad airbags. And no, I have them set where they don't go off. In the Legacy, you can set the speed that they go off because some of these cars, they're set to go off at like 10 miles an hour, 5 miles an hour. You don't want that thing going in your face if somebody taps your bumper. You don't want that. So no, I don't do that. I want them set to go. I think it's at 35 miles an hour. I'm pretty sure it's 30 or 35. I have it set because if you get hit in the front at 30, 35 and they're doing 30, 35, you're talking 65 to 75 miles an hour impact. That's enough to do some damage. So that I agree with that. I have Frank Carone, my grandfather loved frozen coffee. Yes, so did my grandfather. And the fact he's the one who got me started on coffee. I couldn't have been any more than 7 or 8 years old from memory. And I would always sip Grandpa's coffee. And Grandma would go, oh, Frank, no, don't give the boy coffee in Italian. And Grandpa would let me drink it. And I fell in love with it at a very early age. And my parents didn't mind because I didn't abuse the privilege. Even when I was in school in the morning, I would start my morning off with a cup of coffee. And I'm talking 11, 12, 13, I'd start my morning off with a cup of coffee. But I'd be raring to go. By the time I got on the school bus, I'm raring to go. I'm not, oh, I'm so tired, mommy. No, I'm raring to go. Frank says, me too. It's an Italian thing, Frank. You know that. It's the way it is. And wine, too. Did your grandfather drink wine at every meal? Except breakfast. My grandfather would have, not He would have a little bit more than a shot glass. It's those medium glasses that are about that high, about that round. Maybe two shots, maybe a little bit more, but not much more. Just wine, and he'd get the rosé. The wine that's in the bulb shape bottle that has the basket around it. You know what I'm talking? The rosé. I can't remember the name, but I could see it in my head. It's like a wicker basket around the bottle of wine, and it had a cork, not a box, had a cork. And he'd have every meal. Frank says every meal. Yes, yes. Grandpa would always. That's why he lived to 89 years old. And like I told you, he was in perfect health. He died of a broken heart. There's no doubt in my mind, no doubt in my mind that when Grandma died, he didn't speak much anymore. And I'm talking with, I think it was 4 months, 3.5 to 4 months, he had passed on just like that, just went in his sleep just like that. Because he always talked about Gina. Virginia was her name, but he called her Gina. And he was deeply in love with her. And he just died. He missed her so much. He wanted to be with her. And that's a storybook story. And once again, he wrote a book. There are several books in Italian of his times in World War I when he was captured. He was a prisoner 3 times and escaped 3 times from the Germans. And the stories are wonderful, absolutely wonderful, because he would tell them to me and tell the kids. And I would always listen intently. The kids would be going, "Oh, let's go watch cartoons." It's, "Oh, tell me more. I want to know more. I want to know more about this." And he'd give me all the stories about all the things he did to stay alive and help his fellow army men. He was a Cavalier. He was honored. Oh my goodness. He had to have been 65 years old, if my memory serves me right, when he received the medals from the Italian army. That he was a Cavalier. He's got the medals and the picture. He was on a horse and everything. I mean, you got to remember, this World War I. The men were on horses back then, or at least if you were a Cavalier. Frank says, "I never ever saw parents drink." No, we didn't drink soda. The only thing that was effervescent that Grandma and Grandpa would let us drink, and even my parents, was seltzer water. You remember seltzer water in the bottles? That they're pretty big. They would be delivered every week in this big glass bottle with a handle that you would push it, and it was under pressure, and you get seltzer water. And that's what we drank at every meal, was seltzer water, no soda. So I learned very young not to drink soda and destroy my body. Thank you, Frank. It was a beautiful story, and more as I talk more about him, I remember more about what he told me. So I'll share that with you, so that I can remember it as well, because it's been so many years. I mean, they've been dead a long time, very, very long time. So you tend to forget certain things. Do you remember the Christmas feast? Oh, do I remember the Christmas feast? Our families would get together, viewers out there. Our families would get together, and when the family got together, it was from all around, and we lived in New York at that time, and New Jersey. And they would all come to one location, and that could be 30 to 50 people, and that's not unusual for an Italian family, right, Frank? Not at all. And the ladies would cook, all the chubby little Italian ladies, and they all were, but they were cute in their way. They'd have their aprons on and their white curly hair, and they'll all be chatting in Italian to each other, and cooking. Everybody had their job, and everybody be laughing and having a good time, and the food would just not stop coming all day long. You'd get there around noon, wherever it was you were going to be, whoever house was designated the party spot, and everyone would show up there, and it'd be nothing 30 to 50 people. That was pretty average for our family. And it would be just a feast of Italian food, laughter, and fun. And Christmas especially would be just joyous indeed. Those are the memories that I always think of. That's what made me who I am today. Frank says, my family were in Bari. Mine were from, Grandma was Napolitano, and Grandpa was from is, no, not Sicily. It's a little island, Zima. I got to think about it. Began with a Zita. It's a little tiny island towards the south of Florida, but not south of Florida, south of Italy, not in Sicily. Um, Frank says 7 Up, or it was seltzer water. It was seltzer water for sure. Never 7 Up. No, 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 sir. No, sir. Was Marie in the car? No, no. She was in the trunk. I keep her in the trunk. When we travel, I put her in the trunk. She's used to it. No, Ash. She was at work. I was out videotaping. I was doing that Big Bear video. I really want you guys to look at that Big Bear video, Big Bear Resort. Spent a lot of time, and I really want you to pay close attention to the music and the transitions of the music and the video. How I make it into a movie for you guys. I mean, I really love doing these things for you, and my editing is getting much more complicated, much more, and the program can handle it. The program I have can handle it. It's a professional movie making program. It's not something you can buy off the shelf, and I enjoy doing it for you guys. And I'm giving it to you little by little. I don't want to. I don't want to shoot all my bullets in the first load. I'm easing you into what the editing is going to become, and it's much better and getting superior. And that's fine if people want to copycat, because Marie always worries, but they're going to copy. Well, what am I going to do? I don't own the airwaves. I don't own I don't own YouTube. But I want you to see what I can do, what I'm capable of. And unless you're really good at editing, and unless you're really good and you know how to take frame by frame editing, and I don't think many people can. Keyframing is not easy for some people, and keyframe is literally a frame at a time. And I shoot 120 frames per second. So I'm taking 120 frames 1 second, and I'm editing each frame. Now, you want to spend all that time to make some silly videos, you go right ahead. But to me, it's about my craft, about what I know how to do, and I enjoy doing it for you. And I do it just for you guys. I really do. I mean, I get pleasure out of doing it when I watch it, but I get pleasure out of knowing somebody enjoyed the video. So take a look at the new video, and thank you. I appreciate that. Have you guys ever been on? I have. I used to win cruises all the time when I was in radio. This is when I worked for WWJB when I first started in radio. And this is going back in 81 somewhere. Yeah, 81, 82. First of all, do I bore you people with my stories? By the way, if I am boring you, just let me know, Jeff. You're boring me. We don't want to hear your stories. But if you like the stories, I'll share my life with you guys, and I enjoy sharing it because it does bring back my memories. It allows me to rethink these things, and I enjoy that because after a while, as we get older, you just kind of forget about your life. Because I don't go back in time. I'm always looking forward. But when I got with WWJB, I had started out on Sunday mornings, and I had been working at Papa Joe's Pizza, Pasta, and Subs. I was managing that place. Started out as a pizza maker and then wound up managing the restaurant because I'm not happy doing one thing for very long. Never have been, never will be. And I moved up to managing the place. And then finally, he just let me run the place, and he took off wherever he wanted to take off. And some guy came in, and he worked for this place in Brooksville. And he said, "Hey, man, you got a really good voice." Well, I said, "I've been in a band for years, and now this is what I'm doing now." And he goes, "Why don't you come up to the studio and talk to the owner, and let's see, if he's interested." So I went and I talked to the owner, and he goes, "Wow, you interested?" And I said, "What do you got?" He goes, "I got Sunday mornings open." I go, "Well, I've never been in radio, but let's give that a shot. That's something new on my bucket list that I've always wanted to do." To tell you how much I always wanted to do it, and I'll try to remember this part of the story and tell you something else. I knew from the age of 10 that I would be in radio and television. And that's the truth. I knew it so much that I used to pretend, because I'm 10 years old now. I'm 66 now. I was 10 years old and lived on Long Island, my parents' house. And the basement was pretty much mine. A reasonably sized, nice house. It was okay. But the basement was mine. My father had an area where he did his astronomy, which we weren't allowed to go in and mess around with because he was an astronomer. But the rest of the basement, he had this area like figure a large office space and had a door on it and windows, and you just didn't go in there and mess around. That's dad's space. Don't screw around with it. But the rest of the place was mine. Well, I built a little office next to my father's, and I put in there. He had an old lollipop microphone. It's round and it has like a stick that goes down and then a plate in there. I had a phone. I had tape recorders, and cassettes had just come out at that point, but I'm still using reel to reel. If any of you know what reel to reel is, reel to reel tapes. And I would pretend I did this for years, that I was on radio. And actually had a radio show. It went nowhere. It was in the basement. And my friends would come down and we'd play radio and we interview and we do pretty much everything that you do on radio. But I knew somehow I would be in radio, if that makes any sense to you. Have you ever had dreams like that or thoughts like that? But that's what happened. So I digress. Let me go back up. And I got more people here. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I get off on my little tangents. Frank says, I love your stories. Thank you, Frank. At least somebody does. Usually Marie just, she goes, shut up. No, she likes my stories. Annette, thank you, Annette. I appreciate it. Annette from Wisconsin. What a lovely person you are. And Frank, I make your day. Thank you, Frank. Well, you guys make my day, the fact you're even here. So thank you. I appreciate that. NDT show. Hello, Vacation Station and all. NDT, good to see you. I know you got a couple of videos up. I will get to look at them maybe later on. It's just been kind of a weird couple of days for me. Alton Mitchell. You have great story. Thank you, Alton. I appreciate that. Now, here's another new one. Colin's Awesome Electronic Reviews and Story and Stereos. Colin's Awesome Electronic Reviews and Stereos. That's an interesting name. I've been on a lot of planes. I flew planes, small ones, Cessnas, 150s and 175s. Yeah, a lot of jets. Yep. I want to get back to the other story where somebody asked me. I've been on cruises. I joined the first radio station that I was with. The guy asked me to come on. I did the Sunday morning shows. And then the midday guy got fired for drinking. Gary was his name. And he used to come in drunk all the time. I mean, he'd come in drunk. He'd have liquor on him all the time. He was an alcoholic, which a lot of radio guys are. They're alcoholic and drug users. And I wasn't either of the above. And so he just got fired. And Steve said he interested. I said, oh, sure. I would love. Are you kidding me? I'd love a midday show. Absolutely. And he says, well, do you know anything about it? Well, I know how to spin records. And by the way, this is when we were still spinning records. You actually had turntables. You know what a turntable is, don't you? Turntable where a record fits on it and it goes round and round. Spin me round, round like a record, baby. Round, round, round. And I used to spin records. And at that time, we were spinning, I want to say top 40. It changed shortly. Top 40 stuff. At that time, it was Diana Ross and the Supremes and Engelbert Humperdinck and things like that. I remember this in the 80s. So that's what we were spinning on 45s. We were spinning on those 40 records, those 45 RPM records. And we had thousands of them, thousands. And you had to pull them out of their sleeve and put them up, and you back cue the record. A lot of the rappers are, when you hear them doing that. I was doing that in the 80s. Just like that. That's how you cue the record up. That's all they did was they stole that, and they go, oh, look at me, I'm a star. No, you're not. This is what we did in radio. You find the groove in the record. The beginning of the groove. It's not like today you just hit your phone and it's on. You have to find the beginning of the groove of the record because it would go whoop, whoop, and then silence. And when you hear the silence, you back it up 1/4 turn, and then when you hit the turntable to play, the song would start, not like war. It wouldn't do that. You had to do a 1/4 turn, and the record would start perfectly. So I did that for a while, and then the morning guy, he went to another station. That was Don at the time, and he went to another station. So I filled in the morning slot, which is the key slot to have. That's the 6 to 10 a.m. slot, and I did that for 10 years. I'd bounce back and forth from morning to middays because I couldn't find any good midday guys. So that's what I did. And I honed out my craft of radio there. I learned how to do my interviewing and my shows and all the things that I do now in radio right there. And I became I wasn't making enough money as far as I'm concerned, because radio jocks back then in the 80s, you didn't make a lot of money. You had the prestige of being a radio person, but you didn't make a lot of money. But so I told them, I said, what's the deal with the salespeople over here? Because they're all talking about how well-to-do they are, and they're making all this money, and they're all driving fancy brand new cars, and they're coming in, with really nice suits. And I said, I want that. That's what I want. He says, can you sell? I said, I guess I can do anything you want me to do. As long as there's enough zeros on the end of that check, I'll do what I have to do. So he's, all right, here you go. Go sell something. Just go sell something. And pretty much that's how it was. There was no classes or anything. And so I said, okay, how am I going to do this? So I just put together my spiel, just me being me, because I had no direction from a teacher. And I went out and made my first sale. And I had sold a live remote, which you've heard of live remotes, where you go out with the radio station van, which I don't think anybody does that anymore. And you go out to like a car dealership, and you'd go, here we are, we're broadcasting live today at Jim Quinlan Ford in downtown. And today we have here Vinny the salesman, and he's going to tell us a little bit about the cars. And that's what I did. And I sold it, and it was $1,500. And that's a lot of money back in the 80s for a 3-hour remote. He wanted to, but they were 3 hours. And I get $1,500. And so I brought that check into Steve, and he goes, what'd you do? I said, I made a sale. And he looked at me and looked at the check, and I'll never forget his face. And he goes, this is real, right? And I go, yeah, it's real. And he said, well, we have this one. I said, no, it's not for one Saturday. It's for the whole month. I said, we're going to do it 4 Saturdays in a row. What? I go, yeah, we got 4 Saturdays. So that means he's going to get $1,500 times 4. Oh, I was his best friend after that. I was his best buddy after that. I was the star, because then I started to figure out how to make sales. Because in radio, you're selling puffs of air. Think about it. In radio, when you listen to the radio, if you do, you're selling puffs of air. You get nothing for your money. You get somebody talking about your something, and you give them money. And they keep giving you a check until I tell you to stop. And that's my approach. You keep writing me checks till I tell you to stop. And I would go into a lot of these places, and I learned that you have to command the room, you have to take control of the room, and you have to really believe in what you're selling is real and true, and these people will buy every single time. Make a really long story short, I became their top salesman, part-time. I was still doing my radio show in the morning, and I was their top salesman while I did a full-time show in the radio station's history. And it was the oldest radio station in the whole county. And I outsold all these guys that had been there for 10, 20 years. And I left them so far in the dust, they wouldn't speak to me after a while. They'd see me come down the hall, and they would go into their respective offices. I was hated, but loved. Hated by the workers, loved by the management. And that brings me back to the cruises. I would win every year for 5 years in a row, and then I gave up after that because I got bored with it. Every year for 5 years, I won the cruise to the Bahamas. It would either be Paradise or Grand Bahamas, and that was all expenses paid. That was a limousine ride to the airport, a limousine ride when you landed, and hotel, best hotel rooms, all the food, everything I wanted, rent a car, rent a motorcycle, all that. I did that 5 years in a row. And believe me, when I got back from those trips, nobody would even look me in the eye. They just hated my guts. But I looked at it as I'm making the money that I wanted to make, always wanted to make. And I did that. And I'm missing some of you guys, and I apologize for that. My goal, by the way, and then I'll stop my stories, is that was 3 to 4 months after I was hitting those highs, those sale highs. I passed by, it was Sutherland Toyota, and I saw the car I wanted. I wanted a 300ZX. I wanted a 300ZX. I wanted a brand new Champagne Edition 300ZX. And I wasn't going to go in there and ask for a loan because I didn't. It was probably 3.5 months, 3 commission checks. And I walked in there and threw the cash on the table, $32,000. Threw it on the counter. I said, I want that silver car right out there, and I want it ready in 1 hour. There's the money. And I got up. I said, I'll be outside. And the managers, you could have heard a pin drop in the place. I don't want to hear any BS. I don't want any salesman nonsense about it getting this, getting this. I want that car, and I want it now. 1 hour. And I'd mentioned to one of the other salesmen, if they don't have it ready in an hour, I'm going up the street to your competitor right up there. They had that car ready in 45 minutes, and I drove that thing home. Moral of the story, if you want something, go for it. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to do something different. Don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. Don't be afraid to take a chance. I've always lived by jumping in with both feet, not putting my toe in the water to test to see if it's too cold. Jump in, because later on you can always jump out. But I never looked at it as I can jump out. I always looked at it as I'm going to continue forward. And Grandpa always told me this in Italian. You've heard it before. Even if you fall on your face, at least you're moving forward. And that stuck with me. It's kind of more in Italian, it has a ring to it. But that's what I give to you as my moment of truth for you. If you see something, go for it. Don't ever be afraid to do it. Being afraid and being scared are two different things. Being afraid is you're never going to turn the knob on that door to see what's behind it. You ever have that? You don't want to open up a door because you're scared? Well, don't be. Don't be. Because there's nothing behind there that isn't on this side of the door. There's nothing behind there. It's your imagination. It's your fear of the unknown that doesn't allow you to do something different in your life. Never be afraid. Always, if you're going to go for the brass ring, go for that one brass ring. Don't keep grabbing at them. That's where the foolishness comes in. Because if you keep grabbing for things, if you have that disease of wanting more always, you're always going to lose because you're not focused on one thing. You're always trying to grab too many brass rings. And that chase itself becomes your jailer because you're never happy. You're always grabbing for something more. I want more, more. You get the one thing, no, I want more. Oh, I need more. No, be satisfied. The attitude of gratitude. Be satisfied when you reach a goal, savor that moment, and then find something else you want to do. But make it true. Don't make it silly. Make the want true because it's going to be a journey. And that's the fun of it all, is the journey, not actually getting it. Because after I got the car, I wanted another one, and I got another one. Ashley wants to know, NDT, how you doing? NDT is surviving. NDT, we're going to meet someday. I know you don't live too far from here, so we're going to meet. Ari wanted to see what a radio station is like. Annette from Wisconsin. Well, I do have some pictures I'll post on some of my videos of the studios I built. Excuse me. Because right before I sold the radio stations, I rebuilt all the studios in the 2 stations because I like doing that. I do all the engineering myself. I couldn't stand paying these guys $100 an hour, and that's what I was paying engineers, of $100 an hour. And they'd come in and it drove me crazy. They'd sit around, they'd be drinking coffee, talking about a ball game or something like that. And I'd come in there and go, I'm glad I'm paying you guys $100 an hour to drink coffee and talk about ball games. Oh, we're just taking a break, boss. This is not on my time, you're not. Get to work. I'm paying you to work, not paying you to drink. So I didn't make a lot of friends in that industry, but it's because it's my business and this is how I run things. So little by little, my dad was an engineer. He was an astronomer. He worked on NASA and stuff. He taught me all my years. I remembered the things he taught me about engineering, and he's built many of AM transmitters and stuff, and he's built all these weird transmitters and receivers and stuff. And I remembered all this stuff, and so I said I could do this. It's just bigger. It's just bigger in the form. So I did. I wound up doing my own engineering. Climbed the towers all the time. I climbed the towers to change the bulbs. And you know why? Because these 400-foot towers, there's bulbs on them. There's the bulb at the top. You see the blinking lights on towers. And then there's the left and right, the wing lights, they call them. And they blink too. That's so the aircraft don't hit them. FAA wants you to have a one at the top and then one on each side. That's to identify to an airline or to a pilot of any types, whether it's a helicopter, small plane, or in a jet, that your tower is underneath you. And so when I first bought the stations, the bulb would go out every year and a half to 2 years. You have to replace the bulb, and they blink. The wing ones don't blink. The top one blinks. They burn out quicker. And so they burn out, and the guy would want $500 to climb up that tower, and then you just turn. It's called a bayonet lock. It turns and then lifts, and then you just replace the bulb. And the bulb is about 1.5 feet, 2 feet tall. It looks like a regular light bulb on steroids, and it turns in, but it doesn't screw like a bulb. It also is a bayonet. It goes in and you push it down and turn it, a lot like a bulb in a car in your turning signal. It goes in and you turn it and it locks. So I said, wait a minute, I'm paying this nut $500 to just climb up there, get the view, and change a bulb? Nonsense. That's not what I said. I said something else. And so I climbed up the tower. I remember the first time I did it. And I didn't have any harness or anything. I was young and silly, but I zipped right up that thing, had a lot of fun. I went up there and I go, wow, look at the town. Look at this. I could see all the way into the city and everything like that. And I changed the bulb and come on down. Saved $500. Bought everybody pizza. When I got down, I bought all the sales staff and everything. I go out and buy everybody pizza and drinks and stuff. Bob is back. David Fontaine. Did you get the email Sylvia singing? I don't remember. Would you send it again? Because I don't remember getting that one. Please do. Frank Carone, have you ever heard of WW Cincinnati? Oh, yeah, of course. The real radio show, the TV show, yeah. Life and radio was a lot like that. Very much like that. Very hectic, very crazy. Jocks are, the ego is very strong, and you got to deal with their egos. And that's something that I didn't have room for. Because as I went up the ladder, I didn't have time for that. My show was too popular. I don't have time for small minds. I don't have time for that. Bob says, I used to listen all that time. Yeah, a lot of people, radio, they grew up on radio. I grew up on radio. And then after a while, records took a back seat to the 8-track. Anybody remember 8-tracks? Remember 8-tracks? I had one in the car. I loved having that. Was way back when 8-track tapes, and then cassettes came out. Oh my goodness. Frank says, Smokies, I've been listening to them since 1970 because of the Cincinnati Reds, and I love the trucking bozo. Bob says, all about the Smokies. Love their Reds coverage and the talk radio morning shows. Yeah, the morning shows are the best shows. If you're going to listen to the shows, the morning shows are usually the high energy shows. With all the silliness and the jokes and stuff. And that's where the fun is. That's where the money is made, by the way, the morning show. When you're a jock in a morning show, that's where you're making the money. WW in the 70s kind of bought a red machines. Yeah. Happy Hot Adventures with Dano. You're back from Disney. Dano and Jess went to Disney World. Disney World, Disneyland now. I always get the two of them mixed up. One in Florida, whatever. The one that's in Florida, I always screw that one up. They're always great places to go. Excuse me. Sinuses are very full tonight. Frank around the big red machine. Yeah. Michael Booth, 1960. AM would fade in and out. Yeah. Um, the Unfortunately, they do. And AM, if you want to know anything about AM versus FM, and I've been on both, AM waves travel to the ionosphere. They go up to the ionosphere, which surrounds our Earth, and bounce down to their respectable city. The signal goes up, then it comes down. That's why sometimes when you listen, if you ever listen to an AM radio, you might all of a sudden be listening and you hear it start to shimmer, the sound, and all of a sudden a radio station from Ohio or from Tulsa or Oregon or somewhere will all of a sudden just come in out of nowhere. It's because the ionosphere changes as it expands and contracts, and the signal, which is triangulated, goes up, and then it will come down. That line may not go there. It may come down to here, to another city. It's very temporary, but that's the way it is. FM travels horizontally through the air. That's why if you live in the mountains like here, FM sucks because it can't break through the mountains. You may go around the mountain, all of a sudden you pick up the station again, or as you go behind one, you hear it fluttering, wow and flutter. And that's because the signal is trying to get over and it creeps over a little bit, but it doesn't penetrate. Am I boring you, honey? Honey, is that what I'm doing? I think she's got headphones. It's sad because of the great team this year. Yes. Adventures, you're a great American. No, thank you. Thank you for the compliment, but I don't look at myself as great at anything except being me. And that's it. I feel more comfortable not slouching today. I looked at myself in the video the other day, and it looked like, my God, it looked like I was having a baby. And Marie says, the way you're sitting, because the chair goes back and it puffs out your belly. And I said, oh, my Lord, I need to go on a diet. I'm only 190. I'm not big. DJI, how's your car? My car sucks right now. It's going to go into the shop. And I don't know how long it's going to take, but I got to rent a car. I got full coverage. So they're going to meet me there once I find the right place to go to, because I'm going to go to several of the car body shops, and I want to look at what they do to see if I want them to do it to my car. Because if the car is going to have, a fender of a Volkswagen on it and painted purple, no, I don't want you doing my car. Thank you very much. When I find the right guy, then I call my guy up and say, these are the people that I'm going to use. They drive down to rent a car to me because that's the deal. They've got to come to where I want them to go to give me a car so I could just leave. And that's what I'm going to do. Adventures with Dano. Marie says she loves the videos of you and Jess. The Bill Cunningham quote. Bill Cunningham, really a good announcer. Bill Cunningham. Which is Adventures with Dano. This is Bill Cunningham's quote. Which is Bill Cunningham. Ozzy, love the blooper video. I haven't seen it yet, so you beat me to it. Thanks for taking my email down. No problem. Collins, this is a new one, honey. Collins, awesome electronic reviews and stereos. That's pretty good. Electronic reviews and stereos. That's a great. Do you so your insurance pay? Oh yeah, everything. Oh, absolutely. Is the insurance paying for? Oh, absolutely. That's why I pay the insurance. I don't want to have to worry. They would pay for a tow, insurance, hotel nights. If I had an accident in another state, I get a room and it's $100 a night wherever I go. I figured that's reasonable. I have to get a reasonable room at $100 a night. And you get a rental car and they deliver it to your door. If you're at a hotel, they deliver it to you. I make sure that I have these things so that when it happens, because you never know when this stuff is going to happen, you don't want to be in a frenzy trying to get it all together. And so here it is. I've never used it before. I can tell you that. The last accident I was in was in yes. Collins, Colin, apostrophe S, awesome, electronic, quickly, I got people here on live. Electronic reviews and stereos. Got it. Thank you. Adventures with Dano says, Marie said, thank you. Adventures with Dano. Hey, Ozzy. Farm Bureau. DJ Farm Bureau. They're a good company. All about the Smokies. Thank you, Ozzy Coco. Adventures with Dano. DJ. I laugh out loud. Ozzy says, hello, Dano. Ashley says, love the blooper video. I'll get to seeing it. I guess I'll have to wait a little while, but I will get to seeing it. And Bob says, thank you, Ashley Ratliff. Very good. Very, very good. So let me see. I don't know if I finished any stories or I didn't. Did it? And tell me out there. Did I finish the stories? I don't remember. But yes, I did get to go to, Collins. This is my alternate account. My main account is Colin Freeman. Okay, very good. Well, I'm still going to put you down. Brad Lucas, there you are. Did you get any snow yesterday? This morning, there was a little bit of snow, Brad, but not even enough to collect. It didn't stick. It was snowy, wetty, and then it became rain again, and that's it. But it was cold. It's cold tonight. It's been cold the last few nights, but no. Marie's watching All About the Smokies. Right? You're watching the blooper reel? Okay, she's watching everyone gets to see it but me. Imagine that. So, Brad, how did your Lumacones come out? I'm interested. I saw the picture. It looked good. But how did it taste? Ventures, I haven't seen this blooper. He just put it out. And that's why all you guys are jumping on it and beating me to it. Ashley says, hi, Brad Lucas. And you got snow in Cincinnati. Well, yeah, you guys up there in New York got slammed. They got some serious. They went into a tailspin in New York. Boston, New York, any of those places. They get an inch on the road and the people go completely out of their minds. They don't know how to do it. All About it just came in at 8:30. Yeah, it only came out at 8:30, so it hasn't been on very long. And Brad says, hi, Ashley. Brad says we got a decent amount of snow in Columbus. So in Ohio, you got hit too. Yeah, you guys, I'm kind of glad it didn't come this way. And the reason is I do love snow and I love to look at it, I love to drive in it. There's the operative word, drive, because if I would have had the accident and it snowed last night, whatever rental car I would have got, it wouldn't be an all-wheel drive Subaru. It wouldn't have made up these hills, because I live up high. So that wouldn't have been good. So I guess I've been blessed. That's how I look at it. Brad says, we'll scale back. Did you make too much? It was good. My wife said it's too much. That's too much onion. Yeah, that's another thing to taste. Now, did you use a red or a white, sweet or Vidalia? Excuse me. Oh, my sinuses drive me crazy tonight. That matters. When you get onions, you've got to take that in consideration when you're cooking. That an onion can make or destroy a meal. And if you put too much, it's too oniony. So you use a Vidalia, sweet onion, either one. They're sweet, then there's Vidalia. And they are not as potent. Don't use red if you don't want it powerful, or don't use Spanish white onions. Those are they're great onions, but you got to use a lot less when you're cooking with those because they are powerful. Ashley says, Brad, did you guys get 3 inches of snow? I don't know, Brad. I wasn't checking on the news. I don't know exactly how much you guys got. Oops, I went way ahead where I should have gone. Brad Lucas, I made them too. Oh, very good. Very good. You're going to love the next cooking video then. This is going to be a lot easier for you guys. It's not going to be so labor intense. Yeah, we had snow. Most of it didn't stick. Ground too warm. Yeah, that's usually what happens. And then it just turns into muck. Dano says, I got rear-wheel drive. It's been fun couple of days. Yeah, they're different. They don't rear wheel or front wheel do not work up here in the mountains. So if you're ever planning on moving to the mountains, get some sort of all-wheel drive vehicle, whatever the choice is. But I highly recommend a Subaru because they have the Outbacks, they have the Forest of the Outback, the WRX, which is if you like sports cars, they make a killer sports car, and then they make the Legacy, and then there's the Impreza. There's 6 or 7 different models, but they're the originators of the all-wheel drive, and they've mastered the art of all-wheel drive. A lot of the others give problems or they don't work good, and the reason I bought it because I did Road and Track and what is some of the other ones? I can't think of their names now. They were right there a second ago. There's 3 or 4: Consumer Report, Road and Track, and then there was another one. And they, out of all the cars, the Subaru just blew them all away. Honda, all of it, just blew them all away. The Honda couldn't even make it up the hill in the snow. It was zzz, 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 and as their all-wheel drive was going zzz, 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 and that Subaru just low gear, just went to the top of the hill and then came down without skidding. The Hondas, when they put it downhill, it was skidding and sliding, and same thing with the Toyotas and all the other all-wheel drive vehicles. They haven't figured it out. That's why I recommend that. Annette from Wisconsin, all about the Smokies. Next time in Gatlinburg, I'll be checking out the mall because of your video. There you go. See that, Bob? Brad, look, she's pregnant, so she might be more sensitive to. Yeah, that could be, but sometimes onion. It's when you're cooking something. Remember the amount you're cooking. Even when, because I say 1 onion or 2 onions. Now you got to remember when I'm cooking a fairly large pan of stuff, so I use it in proportion to the amount, and I just know it from habit that I can use 1 onion or 2, and then at that point I know what it's going to taste like. Same thing with the garlic. But if you're opposed to a lot of onions or any onions, don't use any onions. You can pretty much add a lot of stuff in these things and they'll come out great. They always do. Brad says, where is it? Red onion. Yeah. Red onion traditionally is for salad, but I did use one in different. I will use them in lesser amounts when I'm cooking because they are powerful. Collins says, I heard the Christmas Star Bethlehem is going to happen again December 21st. That would be nice, wouldn't it? That would be awesome, wouldn't it? I like it, but also, you're an onion. I am too. I'm an onion lover. So is Marie. So we don't usually get overpowered by the onions, even if we use too much. Brad says we had 3 or 4. Bet that had a lot of onion in it. We had a Tribeca, best car I've ever. Tribeca. You got me on that one, Brad. I don't know who makes that. What is a Tribeca? I can't, I'm trying to rattle my brain. I can't remember that one. Bob from All About the Smokies says, Annette from Wisconsin. It's a really nice place. Outdated. That's what gives it its charm. Yeah, it is a little outdated, Bob, but that's what it is. It doesn't have to be all glamour and all the glitzy lights, all the Hollywood blink and all that. You don't need all that. If they've got content, then that's all you need. People should look past the facade and go for more of the content. Had 270,000 miles on before we traded it. Good for you. My very much. My Toyota had 260, something like that, before I got rid of it. It was a great car for a while, but it couldn't make it up the hills. But what is it? Brad, what is a Tribeca? I don't know what a Tribeca is. Who makes it? Tribeca. Sounds like a horse race. I just won the Tribeca. Even the coffee's good when it's cool. That's something. That's how you know it's good coffee. 3 to 4 inches of snow, Brad said. Yeah, that's a lot of going. Oh, it's a Subaru. I still. What year was that? Because I don't know what a Tribeca is. It's probably before I got interested in the Tribeca in the Subarus. Excuse me again. Sorry. kind of odd motel was only 3 years? Crosstrek. Now that I know about the Crosstrek. A little bit smaller. It's the all-wheel drive. It's the smaller, scaled-down version of the Outback and the Forester and stuff. Okay, now I know what you're talking about. Good cars, though. Good little cars. Subarus last for a long time. I can't say forever because I'd be lying. They last a long time with very, very, very little maintenance. I have had no maintenance on mine. None. Highly recommend the cars. The Boxer engine, right, Brad? 2007. And they had the Boxer engine, which they've been making that for, I think, 26 years, the Boxer. And they've only gotten better and better and better as time goes by. They're a really good, powerful engine. They sound like sewing machines, but they run and run and run and run. That's what you want. A car that runs, doesn't cost you a lot of money, and you don't have to think about it. It's going to start every time you turn the key. I will not buy American. Stop making them in 2010. Yeah, they replaced it with one of the other models, probably the WRZ, I think it is. They've got different similar models to that one, the Crosstrek. Only to replace the belt. Well, yeah, no other breakdown. The belt you got to replace every 100,000 miles. The serpentine belt you have to replace. You got to keep your eyes on those serpentine belts because when they go, everything stops. So you got to look at it. If it's got cracks in it or it looks dried, have it replaced or learn how to do it yourself because it's really, really easy to do. Boxer engine. Yep, it's a great little engine. They've been making them for many, many years, just like they've been making the Legacy. For 26 years, the Legacy doesn't look anything like it used to look. I mean, it's really, they've come a long way, Subaru, because they used to be boxy, as you remember. Subaru, that's why they weren't known, people weren't buying them because they looked like boxes on wheels. Then finally somebody says, you got to make that great leap out of the Middle Ages and you got to start making these cars look fancy, otherwise people are not going to buy them. And when they started to, and I think it was maybe 2012, they started streamlining the cars, and then all of a sudden they became one of the top selling cars. It's in the top 3 selling cars in America today, Subaru, any of the models, especially the Outback, which I'm not a big fan of the Outback. It's too yuppie for me. And plus I drove in one. It's too stiff for me. The suspension may be great for you guys, but for me, it's just a little too stiff, too Jeepish. And I've had the Sahara Jeeps and I've had the Land Rovers and stuff, and they're beautiful to look at and drive in on flat, soft ground, easy roads and stuff. But when you get on any bumps, they tend to be a little tight, and I don't like that. Adventures with Dano. Hey guys, gotta get going. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas to you guys too. Thanks for the videos. I'm glad you guys had a good time in Disney. And always, if you go to Disney and don't have a good time, then you need to see a shrink. You really do. Because as soon as you enter through the gates, you should be happy. You should be already just giggly with joy because those places just put that in you. And always one of my favorite places, of course, is the Pirates. That's always one of the first places we go to. Then we go to, was it Fast Track or Racetrack, where you get in the car and it goes 65 miles an hour? That's cool. That's number 2. Then we go to Soaring. That's at Epcot. We hop back and forth. We always get the Hopper Pass. We go back and forth, because there's only certain places I'm going to go, and I'm not going to do the whole thing over and over and over again because that takes days. So we like to go to certain places, and Soaring is one of my favorite. I did hear, by the way, that they're going to be erecting an attraction similar to Soaring in Pigeon Forge. Yeah, and I'll be on that every day. I'll get a year's pass, and I'll just keep looping and going on the ride over and over again. Let me see here. Where did I leave off? Okay. DJI. I'm at Buffalo Wild Wings right now. They make good wings. They really do. Almost bought an Outback a few years ago. Back decided Acura instead. Worst decision ever. You should have called me. Acura is just a glorified Toyota. That's all it is. Sorry, Brad. Go back to a Subaru. Stick with what you know is good because they are reliable, and you know that. Try out the Legacy just for the giggles. Just try it out. I know you may like the Outback. Do me a favor. Go take the Legacy for a drive. Get the nice Legacy. Don't get in, most cars, they make 3 different types. The limited, the standard edition, then the medium, and then the luxury. Take the luxury one out, and they do have a sport one now. Take either one of those two, the luxury or the high sport, and tell me that's not a super driving car. We looked at some about a week and a half ago. We were looking at cars. I'm looking at another car. Ashley, Jeff, my mom made some blueberry bread. Oh, I love blueberry bread. Yes. I haven't mastered the art of bread making yet. I got pies down and things like that, but not bread making. Colin says, I think the highest mileage Boxer engine has 400,000 miles. Wow. I'd love to get 400,000 miles on my car. But what's interesting, Colin, is they can do it. Try to take a Chevy or a Ford and get 400,000 miles out of it. Try to get 300,000 miles on any American-made car. It's pretty hard, pretty hard. They design them for them to be disposable. That is very common. That's because the American manufacturer doesn't want you to have a car that lasts 20 years. They want you to have a car that lasts 5 years because then you'll buy another one. So they make them disposable, especially Dodge and Chrysler. Whoa, most of their gears are plastic. Not smart. How long does plastic last? I don't care how good it is. It's plastic, right? Ask questions before you spend $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 on a car. Because it looks good doesn't mean it's going to run good. Remember that. Oh, let me see. Okay. Soaring is awesome. Yes, it's one of my favorite, Dano, it's one of my favorite rides is Soaring. Acura's, it's all the same. DJI, it's all the same. They're Honda, they're Acura, they're Toyotas, they're all the same. None of them are made the way they used to be. What used to be a good car like Hondas and Toyotas and Mitsubishis and what am I missing in here? Whatever. They're not made like they used to. Okay? They're just not. So don't go buy what you used to buy. Our MDX was yeah. There's a lot of nightmares out there. Brad says we bought a Honda Odyssey now since needed more room. Yeah, they're pretty good. I'm just stuck on the Subaru, Brad. Sorry. I looked at all the cars and I really investigated what the suspension was good for, how long it lasts, and stuff like that. And I just found that the Subaru had it all. So I'm going to stick with it. I'm not going to vary from my theme at all. Bob says, did your watch time for subscribers get any better? My watch time from non-subscribers finally went down to 63%. I haven't had any more hits. I'm thankful for that. I'm glad about that. So maybe that's going to end. I really hope so because I'm working hard on making this thing work. I really do want it to work. Oh, look who's on. Tommy and Teresa. Hi, Tommy. Hi, Teresa. How are you? Thank you for being here. Another one of my just decided to go on the air to let you guys know I'm okay videos because I got a lot of comments. People, you're right. Yeah, I'm fine. The car got hurt more than me, and that hurt me because I love my car, and I take good care of my car, and now I've got to take care of it because it's not in good shape right now, not at all. But we'll see what happens. I hope that when I get it back, it looks like I had it. Nice. It looks like a nice car. You know what I mean? Ozzy said, I always say Ozzy said, and Ozzy can't talk. Well, he can talk, but he just parrots. It's a man. Amanda says, Bob, mine went down to 94% nonsense. Wow, only because we had that one hit you go viral. It's still crazy how many people watch and don't subscribe. Yes, and I don't understand that. If you're out there watching like right now, where are my numbers? Please subscribe. Just hit that button. It's right there. It's over here. No, it's over there. I can't reach that far. It's over there. Do it. Hit that subscribe button. And when you go to our videos, please, this is how we are driven. The people that you all watch, we're driven by the numbers that go up, and we feel good about that. It's like a hug from mom. It's like a pat on the back that you get that subscriber. Everyone makes us feel good, and that's what it's about. It's the attaboy, because then it's like, oh, somebody saw my video, somebody saw them, and I get a little taken aback when I don't. I gotta sit up straight like nobody says, and they. And you get 100 views or something like that. Come on, I got 2,800 on one view. Why am I not getting 2,800 on every view? Right? Some of you get more. I don't understand it. Just all of you, just hit the subscribe. It doesn't cost a thing. It's free. It would help us out personally that we'll do better. At least I will. I'll do better videos because I know the people are watching. If I get bored, let me tell you, if I get too bored doing this, I'm just going to stop. I'm just going to stop. If it becomes stagnant and it's like, I may throw a video up once in a while just to appease myself, but I'll lose that drive because I'll find something else that will entertain me more. And I don't want to have to do that. And I don't think any of you want to do it either, because it's all about the content. It's all about, it's kind of like Tommy can agree with this. It's like being a musician. You want to be appreciated for the deed that you're doing. And the appreciation comes when you perform, is the applause. You get, wow, that's a great job. And you go, wow, I must have did good. At least they're not throwing tomatoes and cabbage at me. They applauded, right? So T and me got in a car accident, Tommy. I was videotaping. If you check out the new video, which I know you'll appreciate, you and Teresa, especially because you look into the depth of the video. But pay close attention to the music, the transitions, and how the music brings you into the video. It's really important that I do this type of stuff. I look at it and I approach it like it's really a project. It's not just throwing videos out. I don't do that. What, honey? Ozzy says, yeah, I guess people just don't think about and going out. Yeah, I'm sure they do, Amanda. I don't think they care. And the sad thing is that if we all disappeared from the radar tomorrow, people go, well, we'll find someone else to watch. There's always somebody else. It's a disposable society, and that's the sad part of it. Ashley says, hey, DGI, what are you doing? What are you doing? All of a sudden, it's just a whole bunch of you just reacted. Ozzy says, thank you, Ashley. I really appreciate it. There you go. Annette from Wisconsin. Did you ever, don't ever stop making videos. Oh, thank you for that encouraging word. I appreciate that. Like most performers, Tommy, you can attest to this. We love the spotlight to some degree. We shy away from it after a while because I've been there and done that in radio and television. Because you got to remember, not only did I do radio, but I was doing television. I had 3 TV shows. I would do TV commercials for Fox, TV commercials for ABC, NBC, and CBS. And they're probably somewhere out there. I don't think they're on YouTube anymore. But I did commercials for different places. They would hire me to do the car dealerships, golf courses, condominiums, hotels, stuff like that. I did the commercials for them. So I've been all around, and it was fun for a while. Then there's a burnout factor. And now it's just a matter of I enjoy making these videos for you guys, and you appreciate watching them by subscribing and continue to watch. And I hope everyone feels that same way. You enjoy making them. You enjoy going out, getting them and doing them, editing them down, and then letting people see what you've done and see what you've seen. And that's important. So that's why it's important that when you're making a video, don't just make it to slam up a video, because that's garbage. That's video 101. Tommy and Teresa on. What? Okay, turn to Santa Claus. The Santa Claus. Jeff, I talked to your friend Tommy the other night who played in the Grand. Yes, very good. Tommy's a great guy. Tommy and Teresa are great people. I like them. I'm honored that they are my friends because we hit it off. We're kindred spirits, and I appreciate that because rarely does that happen in a person's life. There's a lot of people I've met, thousands of people I've met, but some people just don't make it into my world. You know what I mean? Yes, Tommy, I'm fine. If you get there's Marie. There's another quick cameo hand appearance. Fine. If you look at the video, you'll see the accident. If you go onto the site, you'll see that there's actually a video of the Big Bear Resort, and at the end of the video, which is real, I just didn't insert that. That actually happened while I was videotaping this resort. But then I edited out that piece and put it on our site. So it's just, I think it's caught on camera, head-on collision or something like that, and it's only about 35 seconds long. It's really short, but it's exactly what happened. And I caught it on video. That's why I put caught on video, caught on camera, whatever I put up there. But it's real. Real. No, Marie was not. It was just me. I was videotaping myself. I had the suction cups on the car. And, I have to say that suction cup I bought, it took the test. It's like a Timex watch. It took a beating and kept on ticking. Or what did they say? Took a licking and kept on ticking. That car got hit and that camera stayed right there. It didn't move at all. I got that whole video. That car being hit by she hit me, the truck hit me, and the cop, I have all that video, the cop, telling her to get out of the car and all license and registration, all that stuff. But yeah, I'm fine. Nothing went wrong with it. I'm strapped in all the time. I'm just one of those, I'm always ready. We're so thankful that we love you guys. We do. We really do appreciate you. And I know you're busy like crazy. This is your season, but it should be over soon, right? Christmas is just around the corner, then New Year's, and then you could kick back for a little while. I hope you need a break. I understand. What have you done? Where were you in the last couple of days? What have you done? Who have you performed with? And share with us who you've been performing with, because I want to know. I have an inquiring mind, and I want to know. Got some silly stuff coming up in our next video, by the way. We did a cooking video. Marie and I did a cooking video, and she was going to cook anyway. And I said, got to videotape this, because she was cooking. And, of course, she makes a big mess, whereas I cook in a very small area because we have a galley kitchen. I mean, cabins have galley kitchens. We don't have this home and gardens cabin. I don't know what you may think. It's not a home and garden. It's a nice cabin, but most cabins in the Smokies they're called galley kitchens. They're not very big, but they're big enough for me because I'm used to working in restaurants that had half that size. So you get what you get and you deal with what you got. And that's what I do. I deal with, and I have no problem working in a small. I can make a full 7-8 course meal in a small little area. Just I've learned to do it. Where she spreads out across the whole house. There's food all over. What are you doing? I'm cooking. Well, you got it in the living room, the dining room, upstairs, in the basement, in the dungeon, and all. What? Just do it right here. But it was fun. It's a silly video and it's fun. So if you get a chance, it'll be coming up, and it's Cooking with Jeff and Marie, because it's fun, easy, and delicious. I have fun doing those. I still got to make the pies. I still have all the pie stuff. I will be doing those, and maybe tomorrow night I'll cook them, because they're really easy. I want to show you how to make these pies. And then I've got other things. Oh my goodness, I bought some other stuff. I got a London broil. I've got a pork roast. I got so many more things I'm going to cook for you guys. T and Me Adventure says, check out the Opry.com for this weekend. Tommy has many hours of homework. Oh, I could imagine. Teresa. Oh, I don't know. I don't miss those days of rehearsing and stuff. Not at all. Would you ever want to open a restaurant? No. I don't. I wouldn't want to open up a restaurant. No. Thought about it many years ago, but I've worked in enough of them to know that that's a full-time job. That's open to close. If you own a restaurant, unless you're super successful, you have to be there from the moment you turn the key to the moment you turn the key again. You cannot leave your business unattended. Leave your business and your business will leave you. You never, ever leave a a place that there's transit trade coming in or there's money exchanging hands. Just don't. I've seen too many things go on that you wouldn't believe go on. So it's like I would never own a restaurant or a coffee house or stuff like that. Stuff disappears from the best of employees. So no, don't do it. David Fontaine, I baked 5 dozen homemade chocolate chip cookies. Oh, that sounds so good. Oh, yeah, I like those. David, do you use all brown chocolate, or do you use some white chocolate, or do you put macadamias in? Because when I make a chocolate chip cookie, I usually go overboard, which is typically of me. My philosophy is exceed the recommended dosage. It's just the way I live my life. I would, if I'm making the cookies, not only do I do chocolate chips, I do macadamia nuts. I do probably cashews, and David made 5 dozen homemade chocolate chip cookies today.
Can you ask David
Yeah.
if it's okay with him
Yes.
to email you the recipe for
Why don't you come over and ask him that yourself? Hey. David, Marie wants to know if you will mail her the recipe for. She hasn't gotten past that yet.
the dip?
Which dip?
You know what the Stacy means? Stacy.
Oh, spinach dip. David, do you have the recipe? Remember you talked about the spinach dip. And I remember you mentioned the powder to put into it. Would you please email it to me, and I'll make sure Marie gets the email. And by the way, just resend the one where Sylvia is singing Christmas songs. He's going to send. I must have missed that email. I don't know why, but please send it together, and I'll make sure.
Watch it now.
Okay, would you watch it on his show? David, is it on your channel? Is Sylvia on your channel, or is that just a private thing? I don't know. I'll wait for him to ask. And hopefully he does send that. Good night, everyone. Have a great. Thank you, Annette from Wisconsin. Thank you. Appreciate that. And we'll see you again on Sunday. Or who knows? I could pop on at any time because that's how I am. Wait, I got to go back one. Make a killer quiche. I bet you do. I've made a few quiches, but they never really turned out the way I want them, so I stopped making them. DJI says, good night, Ashley. Also, wait a minute. From office supplies to cash, your stash will be stolen from employees. Yeah, absolutely. I trust no one. I trust, and please don't take that personally. There are some people I will trust. Let me digress. And there are some people that I'm cool with, but there are people from just nowhere. No. That's why my cabin, our home here, this is our sanctuary. Even my relatives don't come in here. This is our place. This is our sanctuary. This is where I feel safest, and I don't want intruders, and don't take that personally, any of you, because it's not what it's meant to be. This is my safety zone here. And when we first got here, we had some people kind of invited themselves up, relatives, and hey, we're gonna just happen to be passing through the Smokies, and we're only a mile from your house. Can we? Oh, gee whiz. And they come, they trash the house, even though they're good people and stuff like that. It's like they moved in, and I had to cater to them, and Marie had to cater to them, and it's like nonstop, And it was like, do you have this? Do you have that? Do you have this? And and I said, never again. So, and my rule has always been in all the homes I've owned: this is my home, this is my sanctuary. It's private, and it's the way I keep it. And I'm not breaking my rule ever again, never again, because I want to be able to leave everything where it is, everything. And there are too many things around here that are eclectic and unusual, and I'll just leave it at that. I just wouldn't feel comfortable. It's just the way I am. So deal with it. Okay, I'm not being rude. That's just the way I am. I'm not sorry for it. Just regular chocolate chips. Okay, those are good too. Do you make them big? You make like big chocolate chips or regular chocolate chips? Because when I make them, I make these giganto chocolate chip cookies because that's just the way it should be done. DJI says, in my landscaping, even my employees try to steal from my country. Yeah, it's true. You got that right, Nathan. People are just funny, and it's. I've been when I had the radio station. Now, I'll make this very, very quick. One of my stations, for a very short time, and I made a mistake because I took the advice from another owner who had said, you need to take a portion of your format and change it to this. And I'm not going to say what. I'm just saying it was another portioned out format, not with my regular format. And he goes, I'm making a lot of money, and it's doing really, really well. Just try an off hour, one that maybe your listenership is down. So I tried it. Yes, I made good money, but everything was stolen. Microphones, cables, CDs, over 2,500 CDs were taken out of their case. They were, you know what I mean? Out of their case. There's a case, and they took the CD out, put the case back on the shelf. 2,500 CDs were missing. Microphones, even the toilet paper out of the bathrooms were stolen. That made me mad. I couldn't trust anybody. So that was it. I got rid of that format, got rid of those people, and never, ever again listened to somebody because it was about making money. Because I went off my beliefs. I went off of my path to listen to someone else's path. Yeah, I made a lot of money, but I had to go out and buy all new Sennheiser MD421s. 6. I had to buy 6, 3 in each studio. I'm sorry, 9 because of the production room. I had to buy 9, and they're $850 each. So you do the math. Did I really make money, or I took a loss? Believe me, I changed the locks that quick and threw them out. Never come back here again. Ever. No, that's private. Yes. Very good. Okay, I will, but right now I'm busy. Ashley says, Hive Tea and Me Adventures. DJ, I would love to sit on the porch and drink coffee and chat with you. I get a lot of people who wanted it because they, I take it for granted, Nathan, that I just go out and sit on the deck and I watch nature. Oh, that's one of the things I want to share with you. The other night I was sitting outside. It was just before sundown, and it was still nice. It was really pretty. The sun was off to the side. It was really beautiful, and a cloud passed me by, and that always amazes me. Cloud passed me by. That's where we are, and it's just wafting. And I mean, it wasn't fog, it was a cloud. It was a big white puffy cloud, huge, a couple of football fields, maybe longer, and it was just wafting, doing that. And I'm just watching it, and I'm going, this is amazing that I'm up here and a cloud is just going by me. I was absolutely awed by that. Awed. Email with Sylvia singing and rest. It's all right. He sent the email with Sylvia singing. That's got to be so cute. And the spinach dip recipe. So you get it off my phone. David, can you email the spinach? David, you got another fan from Ashley. The spinach dip. It's delicious, Ashley. It is delicious. Now I've never had his, but my niece made one that Marie would just. She's so funny because she makes it in a bread. David, you ever try this? It's kind of posh. And I know you're not posh because I'm not posh. But she gets those round breads you can get like at Panera? They're round. Well, she would cut the top off and then put the dip on the inside of the bread and just cut the bottom of the bread so it stood firm. And that was so cool. I thought that was so tasteful. And then you put your dips on whatever it is you want, and that would be gone. She'd have to bring 2 because Marie would actually, the first time, you got to remember, she's not from this country, so she didn't understand the etiquette, the protocol for hors d'oeuvres. She took the whole spinach dip. She thought it was for her. Took the whole thing to the table, and she proceeded to down that entire spinach dip thing by herself. And we were all looking around, and my mom laughed as well. My mom was still alive. She laughed. My mom loved Marie. And just we were laughing. Marie's going, "What are you all laughing at?" Because she's sitting there in her typical way, and she's just eating and smiling because that's what she does. She's eating and smiling. Go, why is everyone laughing at me? I had to kind of, you're not supposed to take this is dip for everybody, and she was so embarrassed. But my niece made two. So luckily we had another one to put out on the table for everyone to enjoy. And I thought that was good. That was so sweet. And that was like a tradition from that point on, is that my niece would bring two, one for Marie and one for the people. David says 2 quarts of sour cream. Wowzer. 2 8-ounce packages of cream cheese. Wowzer. 2 packs of frozen chopped spinach. Cool, I understand that. 2 packs of ranch dressing seasoning. Just mix them up. And I guess you chill them for a while, and then that's it. Oh, that sounds so good. That sounds so good. I like the fact you put the cream cheese in that. 2 8-ounce packages of cream cheese. 2 quarts sour cream. I'm going to have to buy that and make that just because I feel like having it now. Yeah, I do. That sounds good, David. That does sound really, really good. Excellent. Now, next time, that was one of the other things I want to bring up with you guys. Next time, now we haven't had that problem tonight, but Sunday, if we get the kiddies on here, the silly kids, DJ I and Ashley and David, if you want to join in, I want you guys as moderators, okay? I think my skin is so dry, I'm itchy. I really need to put some cream. I think that I've got it figured out. I'm thinking I do. I'm going to try, just look at it. I know somebody said click. No, that's not it. I thought you just clicked the 3 dots, but no, that doesn't make you one. Okay, I'll look it up and figure it out how to do that. I know you got to go into settings and stuff, but I'll figure it out. But I'd like you guys to be my moderators so we don't have the kids on. I don't want. Ashley says to be around to whenever you need. Ashley, how do I make somebody a moderator? What do I have to push? And give it to me simply. You got to remember, I am not a whiz at this stuff. All right, I understand it, but I'm not a whiz. All right, please tell me what are the 3 steps. Hopefully, it's only 1 step. If it's 3, if it's more than 3, I don't know. Oh my goodness! Because I really want to protect the station, and I don't want it to be taken off the air or anything. I notice I always mingle the two together on the air with streaming because radio's in my blood, so forgive me if I do that. Right click my name in chat. YouTube, in YouTube. Does that? Well, I guess I could broadcast from YouTube Sunday, right? I don't have to go on StreamYards. StreamYards is just a vehicle if you guys want to be on the camera, which is fine. You don't want to be on the camera, I don't care. Okay. I would put on my phone, but I can't even click on other profiles. Live chat to get. I understand. Yeah, the phones, they limit your ability to. You can't always do everything you want to do. Either right click or left click on our names. All right, I will try that. All right, so next Sunday, this is the deal. I'm not going to StreamYard next Sunday. I'm going to YouTube next Sunday, which is basically what you're seeing is the same thing. I have a different screen than you guys. I have all this, but the nice thing is I won't have to click on like doing that. You see, when you see somebody's name, like what I'm doing here, you don't see this hand. Don't look at these hands. Just look at this hand. I click and I brought Ashley in just like that, or I can bring DJI in because you're not seeing my fingers move, but I have the mouse right here. So I could just bring that in, either right, say, like that. So yes, Rosie, I think she's hibernating, Ashley. I haven't seen her now for 4 or 5 days since it was last week. It was last week sometime I haven't seen her. And I look for tracks all the time because I'm out walking the property all the time. And I did not see any bear tracks. Plenty of raccoon tracks, plenty of kitty cat tracks. I got a kitty cat. She's a feral cat. She's a stray cat. She's been hanging around here a while. I call her Snowy or Snowball. Snowy's a nice name. I think it's a girl, but I can't be sure. And she's pure white, absolutely pure white cat. She's beautiful. And she's been coming up to the deck more and more. She's been getting closer and closer. And as I keep working her, she will come up to me eventually because I'm using food as a reinforcing thing. And it works. You know, before, if I even looked at her, she ran away. Now she's coming up to the deck where I'm sitting. She's about 15, 20 feet away, but that's as close as she'll let me get. But she won't run if I get up. Before, she would run and disappear. Now, I'm working on her slowly because I want her to be friends with me. I really do, because I like those animals when they come up. You can make us mods here on YouTube, and we'll show you how to mod on. All right, once I do it on Sunday, because I'm not on YouTube, I'm on StreamYard now. And we'll do that, okay? I'll make you guys, all the moderators, you guys just weed out. I don't want you to be mean to the kids, all right? I don't want you to be, I just don't want them just coming up and being silly, all right? Or saying things they shouldn't be saying, because there were some stuff last week that I didn't like was being said, but I blew by it. I don't want to bring attention to it, so I just blew by it. So that would be nice. I'd appreciate it. And dude, you can still use StreamYards all the time. Okay, that'd be cool. All right, we'll get to that. So Sunday, I'll pop up, or maybe even earlier. Keep your eyes open, and then I'll do it only on YouTube. I'll figure it out. You guys show me, and then we'll figure out how to bounce it over to StreamYard so that we can make this thing where I can keep protected, keep you guys protected, keep me protected. I appreciate that. All right, it's 10 o'clock. It's time for me to go. I appreciate all you guys being here. Thank you. Love you all. I appreciate your concerns about me. That was nice. I really do. Thank you for all of that. And then just keep your eyes open. Keep hitting the videos. Keep watching them. If you haven't subscribed, please just like, comment, and subscribe. More important, subscribe to everyone's channel. Everyone that's on here, subscribe to their channels, whether they do videos or not. It's what we need to keep going in YouTube. Otherwise, we'll see you all very, very soon. Thank you. And see you out on the avenue very soon.